it's Betsy, and today I'm going to be doing my review over the Melt Amor y Mariposa collection, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the immediate sale that they had right after its release, because I'm actually quite pissed off about it. Now, originally, I was fine with it, but honestly, the more I thought about it, the more it actually irritated me. So if you're not familiar, Melt releases a holiday collection every year, and it is typically a hot ticket item that sells out rather fast. And for people who follow Melt and are willing to purchase the PR bundle, they typically will release the PR bundle early for people who are subscribed to Melt's newsletter. So you have to enter a password and all this to be able to purchase it. I'm not going to show what I'm going to do, but I am going to work with the neutrals because that's kind of where I'm at right now. So this collection, when they announced it, the retail price for the PR box was $450, which is crazy expensive, especially today's time. But the Beetlejuice collection from last year was $350. So as far as I know, the Amor y Mariposa collection was supposed to be released on Black Friday, other than if you purchased the whole PR bundle early. So they did the early release for the newsletter subscribers on November the 4th. I received my package on November the 8th. I did a live talking about it. I was super excited. Then turn around on the 11th, Melt decides to release the collection early, mind you. Now, part of the thing with that is that really perturbs me is the people that bought the PR bundle are either Melt stans, which I am, or YouTubers who are wanting to be able to review the collection early because Melt doesn't send out a whole lot of PR. Again, one of the things I do. You know, I post reviews over makeup. And going on my low buy, you know, that was part of the reason why I decided to buy this, isn't because I actually wanted the entire collection this time, but because typically the brushes aren't sold separately, one. There were a couple of items, the glitter lipsticks, that were exclusive to the PR bundle. And typically for the people who buy the PR bundle, we have quite a bit of time to post content about it, which gives us a chance to make some of our money back because it is quite expensive. And that's for YouTubers who are actually making money off their channel. I feel even worse for people who aren't making money off their channels yet, because this whole situation is so screwy, it's not even funny. So, Melt decided to release the collection early to the general public because one thing I noticed is it wasn't selling as quickly as probably they thought it was going to, because everybody I know got 20,000 emails, 5 or 6 emails a day, if not more, over the PR collection being on sale. And typically it sold out within minutes. But again, they went up extremely high in price compared to what they have been in the past. I mean, the palette by itself retails for $70, which is absolutely stupid high. I mean, especially when you're not used to paying that for Melt, because Melt's palettes typically are $58 a piece, or $48 depending on the number of shades. Not to say that they haven't had more expensive things, I'm just saying that is typically what I have paid for it if it's not on sale. So they were sending out tons and tons of emails because it wasn't selling. And I noticed this, we had talked about it on Magpies, the amount of emails we were getting, and it was, one, we talked about that people couldn't afford it like normal because of everything that's been going on. I mean, we're in the middle of a penny, and it makes a difference in people's budgets. I mean, people are scared to spend, one, which is okay. And I feel like Melt should have kind of read the room a little bit better for it. But because it wasn't selling as quickly, I think, as they wanted to, they decided to release the collection early for the general public. People who weren't signed up for the emails were able to buy it early. But the kicker for it was not only were they able to buy it early, but Melt had a immediate sale on it, which Melt never does. It always, like if they're doing a sale, it always excludes the newest collection, just to kind of, or at least that is one of the things I have noticed, is it almost always excludes the newest collection. And most things sell out rather quickly whenever they do these secret sales. Like I have missed, like whenever, what was it, Mary Jane, I tried to get the palette, the PR bundle early, and it sold out, so I had to buy it on the actual release, which I was still able to get my hands on it, but that's kind of how it goes. So what Melt decided to do was give 25% off everything except for the PR bundle, which you're thinking, well, you probably still got a good deal on the PR bundle. Technically, yes, but I honestly didn't really want the whole PR bundle. What I was super interested in from this collection was, one, the eyeshadow palette, because I love Melt's eyeshadow palettes. Two, I wanted the blush palette. And three, I wanted the brush set because I thought that they were absolutely stunning. Now, I do love to have the PR boxes from Melt, but it wasn't a necessity. But I decided to go ahead and buy because, one, Melt typically does not put their brushes by themselves. So that was one thing. And to be able to review it before it went on sale to the general public. So Melt released it early, put everything on 25% off. Now, in the PR bundle, the glitter lipsticks that came with it are exclusive. So that's kind of nice. But again, I did not need any more lipsticks. I don't typically wear bullet lipsticks, so that wasn't a big selling feature for me. And yes, the box was beautiful, but again, I am trying not to purchase as much stuff because I'm on a low buy, and I know, like lippies, I didn't need. Lip pencils, I didn't need. But I bought it because I love Melt. And it's very frustrating to me whenever you've got people who absolutely love a brand and then they screw you over. And that's kind of how I feel. And I don't know how I'm going to handle this for later, because I know of a lot of people who are actually thinking about returning their PR bundle. Because when you add up the individual prices, now I'm not saying in bundles, like if you bought the eyeliners, because I think those, to be able to buy all three of them, is like $48, and if you bought them separately it would be $66 because they're $22 each. So Melt is expensive. So what I did is I went onto their website and I added up the individual prices of all the products, not even the bundled products, because you could get the 25% off on everything. And when I mean everything, everything except for the PR bundle. So everything except for the box and the glitter lipsticks, which again were not major selling points for me, especially if I would have known it was going to release less than a week later, and I could have saved quite a bit of money on it. So everything for the collection other than the glitter lipsticks, if you bought the pieces individually separate from each other. So that's not doing any of the bundles like for the eyeliners or lip liners or anything like that. It totaled out to $445. Okay, now that's before the sale price. Now, whenever you take 25% off of that, it is $333. Okay, now do I think that the PR box and 2 lipsticks are worth $92? No, I don't. I honestly don't. And that's part of what pisses me off, is as much as I love Melt, this whole thing really, really put a bad taste in my mouth, because I feel like they kind of screwed over their most loyal customers. Because again, the people who are buying these PR bundles like this are either, one, YouTubers who are giving them free, like, we are paying for your product and giving you free advertisement because you gave us early access, or the people who absolutely stand and love your brand, and those are the people you're going to screw over, you know. And they soften the blow because, oh, the PR bundle's not on sale, and like, originally the PR bundle was going to be $450, but I guess too many people complained, so before it even actually released, they lowered the price. And I should have known that there was going to be an issue then, but I did not. And as I said, I'm not sure how I actually want to handle all this, and I want to know y'all's thoughts down below, because again, I am so darn frustrated with this, it's not even funny. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, oh, well, screw you, you're loyal, but you're just $1. And that's how I feel. I feel like to Melt now I am just money, which again, they're a corporation, they're a company, that's fine. But also realize what you are doing when you're alienating a good portion of your audience. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, well, it really doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. But it kind of does to me. Again, it's not that they put it on sale. I could care less. The biggest part that really irritated me is the super early release. You know, I was going to do a multiple look video with this, but guess what? By the time this video goes up, because when other people were able to order it, people who didn't wait and rush to buy the PR bundle are going to be able to, because we thought we had time to actually do full reviews over this, are going to be able to have their videos up in the same amount of time that we thought we could. Now, hopefully that makes sense on what I'm saying. And again, this is probably me just being salty. And as I said, the more I thought about it, the worse it really irritated me. Because literally, if I would have bought the brush set, which was $109, and even if I bought the $48 set of gel eyeliners, because I do like Melt's gel eyeliner formula, I just don't use gel eyeliners all that much. I'd rather a pencil eyeliner in my waterline. I am not steady enough to do like a wing or anything like that. So there's that. But even if I would have bought the brushes, the liners, and the blush palette and the eyeshadow palette, I would have been spending around $275. And then if you add the discount on top of that, it is a huge, huge freaking difference. And Melt just changed their entire way of doing things, but didn't let anybody know. And again, they're a business and that's okay for them to do. But again, because of how it all went down, it has left an extremely bad taste in my mouth. It really has. And I don't know, as I said, what I'm going to do or how I'm going to handle it, but I am frustrated. So I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my face. We'll come back, do the lips and the blush palette, and we'll talk about the rest of it. So I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I did use the red lip liner from this collection. Now I just filled in my entire lips with it. I didn't record that part because my lips quiver a whole lot, so it takes me a long time to even try to line my lips. So there's that. But it is a beautiful color. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. Like, I'm so frustrated with the situation that I'm not exactly, like, I don't feel like I'm looking at it right now through objective eyes, which is kind of the reason why I'm doing the video in this format. It's not that I will never buy Melt again. I mean, who knows? It kind of depends on how they handle this situation, because I know that there's probably a lot of people other than me who are upset with this. You know, again, I feel like we should be treated better, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe I am. Maybe I'm like holding on too much for what I think a brand should do versus what they're going to do because of the bottom line. But also, I think that it is terrible PR on their part to do this to their most loyal customers. As I said, I could be wrong, but I feel like the people who are actually going to be buying, who bought this collection at the $4.25 by itself before it released to everybody else, are Melt, people who adore Melt. So I think that's part of the reason why it bothers me. Like, if you weren't gonna, like, I don't think I would have gotten as bothered if they would have released the whole thing at the same time for the general public. You know, not did like an early release and then put it right on sale. I would have rather they released it at the same time to the general public and then put it on sale a couple of weeks later. I mean, as I said, it wasn't even a week. So that tells me that there were issues from the get-go. And again, it just bothers me, and it boggles my mind why anyone in business would think that that would suit your customers. I'm trying to use this gold eyeliner in my waterline, and my eyes are super watery today, but look how pretty that looks. I need to put on a little bit more mascara because I got some in my lashes. This is why I try not to do this stuff on camera. But yeah, I mean, I did a beautiful red look with this. I haven't done anything yet with the greens, and I'm not sure if I'm going to on camera. I mean, let's just be honest. It's like, I don't know if I should give them any more publicity. And that hurts my heart. Because again, I have been very honest from the get-go how I feel about Melt. And, you know, apparently, ooh, that's very orange. Apparently, I don't matter at all to them. Or a lot of us don't. And that's part of the problem. So, as I said, I want to know what y'all think about it, because again, I want an objective view, because as I said, my mind has, like, the longer I have thought about it, it has definitely upset me. The more and more I've dealt with it, the more and more I've thought about it, the more it's pissed me off. And I don't know, one, if I should really feel that way. I mean, one, you can't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. Let's be honest about it. You can't tell me for sure what I'm supposed to think and how I'm supposed to feel, because just because you have different views on it doesn't mean what I am feeling is wrong. But again, it's like, I want to know if I'm taking it too far. But you know, again, I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing just pisses me off. And whenever I do these videos or something like this happens, you know, I don't edit down my thoughts. I just sit here and say what I'm thinking, just so that way I can get other people's opinions. I mean, and let me first start off by saying, I think that the collection is stunning. Do I think they priced themselves extremely high? I do. But I do think that the palette, like, I absolutely love this color story. I think it's stunning. I do love Melt's quality for the most part. But again, when you screw over your most loyal customers, how are we supposed to feel? How can we trust you? How can I trust you as a brand? That's my issue. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all later. Let me know your thoughts down below. But that's it.